This is Nerd Hat.
This is Nerd Hat.
This is Nerd Hat.
Nerds.
Yeah. Huh?
What's up? What's up? What's up?
I love the enthusiasm, Laura.
You're well, anytime, Will. Anytime. Just for you.
So, hey.
Just from me, Richard. I got hit just
now. the old shoulder hit.
Oh man.
You're so funny. Will is like giving me an uncomfortable stare now.
I just appreciate how strange that was. So sweet and weird.
Hey, so we should do cheers here because we're in the same room for the first time in quite a while.
Hey.
Cheers! Yes, we to be honest, I haven't tried hard enough to make this happen. That's my fault. But we're here.
I thought it was my fault for purposely wanting to do Zoom.
No, initially I was like, I didn't trust myself to figure out a good setup, and I was like, well, Zoom at least everybody's volumes are good. Like your phone picks up surprisingly well with volume when it's on Zoom, so it sounds pretty good as it was, but obviously in person is better because we're gonna get just more energy,
chemistry,
chemistry.
We just did. I hit Will. It's great.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, he's still staring at me uncomfortably.
What's up, bro?
I feel so nervous. No. Anyway.
Oh, so weird.
Welcome back, nerds. After a 2-week, well, not hiatus. This is our after your regularly scheduled hiatus. We are here today to talk about Avatar.
Secret tunnels, secret tunnels.
I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
I'm sorry, Avatar.
Yeah, so
Wait, is it really?
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, that's not the blue people.
No, not the blue people.
I really thought that was.
I don't know. Are there any blue people? I have not seen the entire animated series. Are there blue people?
It's
There are
not what I'm
people
talking
in
about.
like blue coats. There is that.
There's one episode where what's his face with the scar, because I can't remember, dresses up. I'm talking about the cartoon right now, the original series.
Yes.
Dresses up as some sort of blue demon ghost, but otherwise no.
Okay.
What is this streaming on?
So we're talking about the
Netflix.
brand spanking new Netflix live action version of Avatar: The Last Airbender.
It does not suck.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Spoiler warning.
Spoiler warning.
No, that's not really. That's a spoiler for our review, not a spoiler for the series. But you know us, we will spoil a few
Take
things.
that, M. Night Shyamalan.
That's right. So the Shyamalama Mama, who I love much of his work, not all of his work. The Happening, that shouldn't have happened, and Avatar: The Last Airbender, even less so. Will and I have ragged on that several times over the course of our podcast. So we, along with many other people, have been patiently waiting for another live-action adaptation to come out, and it is here.
It is here.
And it's already been renewed for seasons 2 and 3.
Oh, okay.
Apparently 20 million people streamed the first episode or something like that.
Oh my goodness.
Which is pretty darn good. That's pretty darn good. That's a very good share, especially considering how much streaming there is out there right now. Granted, we're trusting that Netflix is being honest about that amount, but we'll say that they are.
I'm still waiting to make sure they get General Iroh correct.
General
Yeah.
Iroh. Oh yeah, have we seen him yet? So
we have seen him.
General Iroh.
The Dragon of the West, Uncle.
Oh yeah, he just made. So we're only covering the first 2 episodes, by the way, in case you were wondering. We have not seen the entirety of season 1 yet.
He needs to make me feel like I'm loved.
All right, so Laura has a question already.
I have a question already. For those of us, mostly me, who don't know what's going on. What's it? What's Avatar? What does it mean? How old is it? Can you say it without reading the description? That would be great.
I might defer to Will on that.
And pretend you're talking to an 8-year-old.
A long time ago in the singing world.
No singing.
I'm gonna get up and dance.
Big bad bad
I hope you do.
They hate the bats but love the sounds.
No, actually,
Okay.
I watched, like Will and I both watched episodes 1 and 2 together this past Friday, and then I rewatched with the girls actually the first two episodes of the animated series.
Cool.
So it's not
today.
violent?
It's okay for their age. It's like Y7
Okay.
Yeah, it's
type
Y7.
violence. It's Batman the animated series kind of heaviness. It's like
Is it
Yeah,
good?
it's
It's
like
good writing.
yeah, very good writing. Anyway, so Avatar: Last Airbender. So it takes place on a place. It's modeled after Earth. It has some of the same names
Okay.
and place names as Earth, but it's not quite Earth. It's like an alternate Earth, so to speak.
Where white
And-
people do not exist.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's
what
true.
we're
Black
talking
people.
about.
Except in the live action versions, they're a little
Wait,
bit.
do black people exist in Avatar?
Not that
I
I've
think
seen
it's just
yet.
Asians.
Yeah, it's
and
mostly Asiatic.
Eskimos.
The Asian Pacific regions. It's kind of modeled after those cultures.
Okay.
And a little bit of Native American influence as well. But there are basically 4 kingdoms on this alternate Earth, as it might be called, and each kingdom they have people that are masters of a different element. So these are the 4 elements of was it Greek lore?
Ooh. Is it Greek lore?
I think it's Greek.
I thought it was
water,
Asian lore.
water, air, earth, and fire.
Like Frozen.
Yeah, like Frozen. hmm
I can explain it to her.
Yeah, go ahead.
Um,
Mansplain it, Will.
Water, earth, fire, air. Long ago, the 4 kingdoms were at peace.
Okay.
But then the Fire Nation rose to power, and the Avatar disappeared. 100 years have passed.
Wait. What's Avatar?
Okay. I was
So in each
okay, so the theme song
Wait, hold on, let's-
intro doesn't cover everything.
in each of the 4 kingdoms, there are, we'll say, gifted people that can bend the elements. They're fire benders, earth benders, water benders, and air benders. So they learn how to control and manipulate the elements.
Like Elsa.
Yeah.
I'm gonna keep referring back to it.
I mean, yeah,
Let's keep
there's
going.
some similarity to like Frozen
She's
2.
an ice bender.
Yeah.
Well,
Wait. So what's
actually,
Avatar?
and maybe they stole a little bit of this for Frozen 2, or maybe who knows. Mythology tends to repeat itself sometimes, but the Avatar is essentially what Elsa kind of what Elsa becomes in Frozen 2, where she's the 5th spirit, and she can. It's not quite the same thing because she can't control all the elements necessarily, but in Avatar: Last Airbender, the Avatar, there's only ever one at a time. And when one dies, another one arises, and then
That's so lonely.
the spirits of all the previous avatars eventually come to be connected to / sort of live in the new avatar, and
Right.
they become a master of
2 spirits, or
all 4 elements.
3 spirits. 3 spirits?
3 spirits. I mean, it's
Well, it's like this. It's like if Jesus reincarnated himself
Again.
again.
And
No,
again.
he didn't reincarnate. You know what I mean.
No, I'm tired. It's been a very long time since I read the Bible. So.
Okay.
if Jesus was a Hindu.
If Jesus was a Hindu. No, I'm just saying because the lore of Avatar is that a divine god made a deal with a human person, and that human person became the avatar of this divine deity.
I didn't know this, or I forgot this part.
It's from Legend of Korra.
Oh, okay. Well,
The
I
sequel series.
didn't know this part then. Cool.
And that
Squirrel. No, sorry.
Yep, sorry, ADD kicked in. A dog barked outside. Yeah, I only saw Legend of Korra once, and it was not recently, so I'm forgetting a lot of stuff. But basically, whatever this divine god spirit being is, just got needed a human host, and so therefore the first person it inhabited became the first avatar. And
Wait, so it's a parasite?
No, it's more like
more like the
divine human hybrid, sort of, right? Is that kind of It's kind of that idea. It's not exactly an incarnation of a deity per
No,
se.
no, not per se.
It's more like the deity gives power to the avatar, but sometimes also possesses the avatar. Sort of.
Yes.
Sort of.
I mean, we are completely unaware of this within the original Avatar series, but basically, the deity lives inside of every avatar, giving them their powers and enabling them to learn bending that's unnatural to them, to their tribe. Basically, making them an all-powerful being, but at the same time, it's the deity is kind of dormant, so that the driving will is the will of the host.
Yeah, and there's times where which you see in the very first episode, both the animated and the live action.
I am
where
getting on a tangent, am I?
the avatar sometimes like involuntarily takes over,
Yeah.
like their eyes and tattoos. In the case of an airbender, they have like whole body tattoos, like so their tattoos and their eyes light up. You know, that kind of symbolizes when they're
the orcs are close.
and they
go
don't.
to the avatar state.
I think they're somewhat aware of what they're doing, but it's just like they don't know how they're doing it exactly. They just do it. But for instance, in the animated series, the episode I just watched, episode 2, when that first activates for Aang, he starts bending water, which is something he previously did not know how to do. He was just an airbender at that point.
That's dumb.
Had not trained in
It's
any
not
of the
good.
other
That's boring.
bending, but he briefly became possessed, for lack of a better word, by the spirit of the Avatar, and was able to bend water quite successfully.
Okay.
If Flora doesn't want to watch this yet, we must be explaining this incredibly wrong.
I'll give my hat summoning later. So,
Maybe we should talk about the plot.
Well, I was gonna say that.
In short, I'm very confused and I'm about to sneeze, so I'm distracted.
Okay, so
Hey, shit! I'm done.
Salud. So kind of the center point, the purpose of the Avatar is to, which they tell you at the beginning of every episode in the animated series, and I think they did similar narration in the live action, if memory serves me. But the purpose of the Avatar is to maintain peace and harmony between the 4 Earth tribes, basically.
Okay.
The Water tribe, the Earth tribe, the Fire tribe, the Air tribe, and at the beginning of the events, and now we're talking more about the live action series. We see, believe the opening scene, a member of the Earthbending tribe has infiltrated the Fire Kingdom and is trying to escape with a scroll. And
what scroll?
So we find out that the scroll contains plans that the Firebender King, I guess, has to basically take over the world.
Like Kung Fu Panda, the Dragon Scroll. Yes.
Yes. Well, no, it doesn't have any power in it. It's literally
it's a recipe to kill the dragon, babe.
No, it's literally just war plans in this case.
Oh, I'm talking about Kung Fu Panda.
But yeah, that one, it was supposedly had like powers.
Okay.
Although it didn't really.
So continue.
Anyway, so this guy, he has an accomplice that is there with him, and he's able to get the scroll to the accomplice, but he himself ends up being captured by the firebenders and brought before the king, and he finds out subsequently that the king intended for him to find the plans.
Ooh.
So that then the other kingdoms would be so caught up in going to the aid of the earthbenders to fight against the fire kingdom that they wouldn't expect the firebenders to attack a different kingdom.
Okay, but why do they hate each other?
Well, the firebenders, they talk about that a little bit, like
why keep the peace amongst the tribes? Why do they hate each other? They're elements.
I'm trying to remember why the firebender king what his reasoning was for wanting to take over. I think it's kind of the totalitarianism idea of like, I'm gonna force the world to be at peace, and I will be the one in charge.
Oh, like Thanos. I'm going to keep referring to everything.
Yeah.
I kind of understand.
Dictator shit.
Okay.
But no, I am the benevolent dictator. So it's that kind of aspiration. But then we also get kind of a contemplative perspective on it from the brother of the king later. Well, I should say the
The
brother.
brother of the Fire King?
Hold on.
The grandson.
I'm getting ahead of myself.
The son? The son.
Well, no, like. So I just jumped 100 years in the story. That's my fault. So I'm jumping around too much. Let's go back to the beginning. So the first Fire King that we see, has designs on taking over the planet.
I forget. Is that king named Aslan?
Darn.
Or Sozin? I think Sozin is the 100 years later king.
You would ask me that.
It's not important. We can skip it.
Just a side comment. I like that we're all at this table because I
Yeah.
feel like we're actually having a conversation with each other and not with a screen, and I enjoy that. I can make Will feel uncomfortable, like in person instead of over virtually, and that's fun.
So I'm not sure what the name of the first Fire Lord. Sorry, they don't call them kings. The Fire Lord. The first one is, but the one that is going to be throughout most of the series is Ozai.
Ozai, that's
So
it.
that's the one we meet later. But the first one is the one who kind of starts the ball rolling, who wants to take over, and they divert the other three kingdoms to kind of the border of the Earth Kingdom, because they think that the Earth Kingdom is going to get attacked. But instead, the Fire Benders attack the Airbenders. They take them by surprise.
Fire people attack the air people.
Yes.
Okay.
Fire people attack the air people and wipe them out. And
Genocide.
like they kill everyone. Like genocide.
Okay.
Aang is the only person who survives.
Who?
Aang. So
He
Aang
was a boy monk.
he's
Is the little boy air flipper? Yeah.
Airbender, yes. So he
He's the air flipper.
so
The last air flipper.
we're introduced to Aang, and Aang is very, very talented airbender. We find out I think he's
He can save the world.
he's like the youngest. He was the youngest
One air flip at a time.
the youngest person to ever become a master. Like
Yeah.
and
Is he smart or is he entitled? Or is he both?
I would say he's smart, but he doesn't seem
He's an
entitled.
average
He's
boy.
very
He's an
he's very
average boy.
genuine
Okay.
and kind, and he likes to have fun. You see this even more so in the animated series, but and this is one thing right off the bat that I enjoyed more about the Netflix version that Shyamalan got totally wrong.
Right.
He just sucked the fun out of
Everything. Especially
it.
Sokka.
Yeah.
Fun sucker.
Well, Sokka, but also Aang. I mean, Aang was just so serious. Like, I don't remember him laughing or having fun at all in the Shyamalama Mama movie.
Shamalama.
Shyamalama.
Okay.
Shyamalama.
Okay.
So anyway, so Aang likes to have fun, but he's also very talented. And he finds out shortly before the attack occurs, and this is in the live-action version by Netflix, of course. He finds out shortly before the attack occurs that he is the Avatar. Like, he is the next Avatar.
Oh,
But
okay.
He doesn't want it.
the
He
reincarnation-
doesn't want it. Why doesn't he want it? Because he's entitled. Keep
He
going.
wants to be a boy.
Okay,
and
well,
have friends
there's-
and play.
There's no time to be a child. There's no time.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not ready for that. And his mentor didn't think he was ready for it either. He didn't want to tell him yet.
Why is he the last one?
Well, because everybody else got killed.
But
He's not the
yet.
last Avatar. He's the last Airbender.
Oh.
Because all the other Airbenders got killed.
Okay. So like, can the okay? Keep going.
I like how the Netflix version shakes things up by giving us the backstory, because the original cartoon, that's something we had to learn as they peeled off the layers of the character.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I figured that they had condensed it a little bit, because I think instead of having like a 20 episode season, they're just doing eight episodes per season. They're doing 3 seasons just like the original. I'm guessing. So you have like they correspond to the first 3 elements that he has to learn. Like he has to learn how to bend water, and then earth, and then I'm assuming fire is probably the last one.
In the cartoons, there are, if I remember correctly, there are 4 seasons of the cartoon.
3.
3?
Mm-hmm.
But you're right.
Yes, the three. Each one is one of the elements he has to learn.
He starts with an element. He starts with air, so therefore there's only 3 seasons.
Correct. Yeah.
Water, earth, and fire. And basically, Richard and I only watched the first 2 episodes of the Netflix series, but at the end of the second episode, they're already heading towards the Northern Water Tribe. Basically, they will have, if things keep going, they have, in that direction, they have cut so much fat that they will have completed the first season in 3 episodes. The first season of the cartoon, I mean.
I think they're, well, I guess we'll find out, because we haven't watched the rest of season 1 yet. But given that there's 3 seasons, they've greenlit 2 more. I'm assuming that the first season, they've like pared down 20. Granted, they're shorter episodes,
right?
So in a sense, it's not much different in terms of running time. Like you have 22-minute episodes of the cartoon, you have like 45 to 60-minute episodes with Netflix. So you have 8 45-ish minute episodes that covers the storyline approximately of 20 episodes of the animated series. So it's probably very similar runtime. So I imagine there's not much they're going to leave out.
Now that it's been greenlit for so many seasons.
When you say greenlit, what does that mean?
Like, so if, like with a TV series, like say if a network or a streaming service, I know it's a little different with streaming, but if they've decided to go ahead and make a full season, like sometimes they won't decide whether to make another one until they see how that first season does.
Green light means go, Laura.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I didn't know that. Well, now I do. Okay, God.
Sorry, I like to listen to filmmaking podcasts, so that's one of the...
I don't. I knew that.
I'm here for everyone who doesn't know what this
maybe
is
you knew
about.
that because you and I have done a podcast together for 2
Are you the
2
every
years.
woman, Laura?
I don't know how to answer that. Well, I really don't.
She's the Law and Order woman.
Oh, man, don't get me started.
That's
Get
not
it
what
me,
I
not
meant.
shush. Everyone, quiet. Shush. Shush. We need to get all of the perps and save the Vicks and all the bad people need to go to Rikers Island. Okay,
Dun,
that's
dun.
that's where they belong. Sorry, but if you didn't want to live there, then you shouldn't have
All the
screwed
bad
up.
people.
It's ridiculous, idiots.
And they need Ice Cube's help.
Dum dum.
Or is it, no, excuse me, Ice T. I get them mixed up. There's Ice T, and then there's Ice Cube.
Then there's Jasmine
So
T.
Ice T, former rapper turned actor, is on Law and Order SVU. But Ice Cube was on like Straight Outta Compton and then randomly a bunch of family movies. He kind of pulled an Eddie Murphy and went to family films later in his life.
Who?
Ice Cube.
He's still on the series.
No, Ice T is on SVU. Ice Cube is somebody else.
Then
Then you have Vanilla Ice. who-
okay.
Oh, I was thinking Vanilla Ice. You read my mind.
Ice, baby. Yeah,
Anyway,
he was a
we should do it. Shush, everyone. No, we should do. Will, quiet. We should do an episode on Law and Order.
Why not? We can
No,
do it. We can do
actually,
it. No, seriously.
well,
we
okay.
can do a
They're
bonus.
so. Do they make what?
Do they make Law and Order comic books? look it
No,
up.
but they should.
Oh, it wouldn't surprise me if they have. Yeah,
They might.
'cause we're trying. Will and I were talking earlier today. We're trying to zero back into a more comic book related focus. So we want to choose things that have connections to the comic book.
The
world.
Walking Dead.
Ah, that's true. Yeah, that is genre. That fits into the nerdiness.
Tis a genre.
And it was a comic book first.
It was.
Dang, yeah, totally. We should
yeah.
cover The Walking Dead.
Will, how do you? Oh, this is a great segue into my to every question I ask people, just
No,
because I want to get to
zombies.
know them better. Dear Will, hey, How do you
Hi.
how do you feel about cannibalism? I'm serious. I'm serious.
Children eating their parents?
No, like, how do you feel about it? Let's talk about your feelings.
I think The Walking Dead is gross.
Why?
It's really gross.
Why?
I agree.
Shush. Wasn't asking you.
I'm talking about the comics. I haven't watched the show.
Oh, you,
at
dude,
all.
the comics are rough.
Yeah. Have you seen the comics?
Yes, I have. Guys,
Have
I'm
you really?
surprised.
zombies. Barnes and Noble. Yes.
Okay.
I know where the comics. I know where the comics be. I know where they are.
Oh man, I used to get coffee from the Starbucks inside Barnes and Noble
Oh.
and go sit and like read.
Oh, life was so simple. back
Confession: read through an entire graphic novel
then. Are
sitting
you
over.
serious? Was this before we dated?
I was like, well, I bought coffee. Yeah, this is before we did it.
Oh, dang.
This is back in Will and I's heyday. Two bachelors
Oh, how
hanging
fun.
out and going to Waffle House after midnight and stuff like
So
that.
dangerous. Keep going.
People are
Eh.
they weren't that weird.
Yeah, if you're a man.
No, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
If we had been women, we probably shouldn't have been going there. At
Yeah, I
midnight.
shouldn't have. Now, hold on a second. I need to go back to Will because I am curious. Will,
Yes.
cannibalism. Let me know what your
Life or
thoughts
death situation.
Yes.
I like the white meat.
Yeah.
Really?
What do you want me to say?
No, I want your honest opinion. Would you eat a person if you had to?
No.
Really?
Yes.
So like if there were, let's say,
Well, why would I want to live after that?
no content because it's just meat. Let's say the person died of
Well, if it
natural.
was like their leg or something. But
If they died of natural causes.
I'm not gonna eat the part that stares back at me.
No, I'm not gonna. Oh, we're gonna eat the eyeballs first, Will. No. Like
We'll have eyeball stew.
this is.
I don't know why that went red deck, but it did.
It really did. No, like just like hypothetical. Like if you had to, and like I don't know. Just would you?
Maybe a limb.
Okay, that's all I need to know.
Yeah, good old.
You may join our apocalyptic club.
The glutes and the hamstrings, man. There's
I'm
a lot
pretty
of
sure I would
lot
just
of
die
meat,
in the
a lot of
apocalypse.
meat in there.
I would eat this part on you first, babe.
Oh yeah, I do have very, I don't know what the right word is.
Muscly thumbs.
Yes, yeah, I do.
And your legs.
I have big legs.
You have fantastic legs. I'm so glad we're talking about this.
A lot of meat on them legs.
It's one of the first things I noticed about him were his legs.
You've been having plans to eat them legs.
She's waiting for me to die. It's like, all right.
So now that our podcast has turned dark,
I love it. This
Walking
is great.
Dead,
So
zombies, cannibalism.
little air wine air,
yes,
air
let's talk
boy.
about Air Wayne, the last air flipper.
The last air flipper has been chosen by the Avatar gods, and now they need to find the scroll, or they need
What?
to
No,
bring the scroll to someone.
Yeah, we
The
need to
scroll's
find
not
the
that
dragon
important. It was a wartime trick.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
he used it to get the other people out of the way so he could attack the Air Kingdom.
Okay.
And they wanted to attack it because the avatars go in cycles, so like each tribe takes a turn basically, like, and they knew that the next one in the cycle was going to be an airbender, and he's like, I want to take over the world, but the avatar will get in my way because they're all about peace and harmony between the
Boo.
4 tribes, and I won't be able
Okay.
to take over the world. So they're like, we don't know who it's going to be yet, so let's just kill everybody.
like King Herod.
So
King Herod.
I know
yeah,
him.
Yeah.
I know
yeah.
him, yeah.
You know him
Totally.
personally?
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
No.
Herod I always get them mixed up. There's Herod the Tetrarch.
I don't
And then
care.
Herod Agrippa. I don't remember which is which.
There were like 500 Herods.
500 Herods.
Some of them were women.
And I
Really?
would kill
Yeah.
500 Herods.
Why?
and
Why
I
are we
would-
here to? Why?
We're having fun.
Okay.
We're
All right.
having fun. Sorry, I'm the apologetic Christian of the group who's going to inevitably draw upon biblical examples to explain things.
Okay.
That's okay. We're all very familiar with the biblical examples.
I don't know if the creators of Avatar pulled that specifically out of the Bible or if it was just a coincidence.
Ooh.
Well, it might be one of those, you know what I'm saying, like stories influence other stories. You know what I mean? And sometimes the ideas in your head you don't even remember where it came from. It pops up, you know, and you don't remember the source material, or maybe you do, and you know, like Star Wars, like the Star Wars: A New Hope. George Lucas very purposefully, like he after reading Joseph Campbell, you know, and kind of like the hero's journey, and I think studying Carl Jung and Jungian archetypes and all that, he very purposely drew from multiple different hero stories. So I feel like a lot of those themes get repeated and adapted, and yeah. So
he watched a bunch of Kurosawa films and
Seven Samurai,
Hidden Fortress.
But anyway, back to this universe, the Avatar universe, not the blue people, the Benders.
The flippers.
The Benders. Bite my shiny metal ass. No.
What?
Sorry, Futurama reference.
Okay. Okay.
The nerds will get it. No. Some nerds will get it. We did a Futurama episode, by the way. Reviewed season 11. Go back and listen to it. Nerds.
So, was this episode 1 or 2 that you were just referring to?
We haven't.
We're still in episode 1.
Yeah. Okay.
So you want to pick up, Will, where basically the genocide happens, and then what?
Well, I feel like there was a little bit of a difference between the animated series and the Netflix series as far as Aang's mental state when he left. I think in the animated series he packed a bag and just left. But in the Netflix series he just goes out to get some air. He goes a little far because he winds up in the Southern Ocean.
Oh, okay.
So he goes quite far to get air. But anyway, he leaves to get some air, aka run away. And
wait, run away from what?
His responsibility.
As the next king. Okay, keep going.
The next Avatar.
Yes.
He's only 12. You know, cut him a little slack.
No, I'm sorry. If you're 12, if you can, no, he can go to prison. He can.
Juvie.
What?
Juvie.
Okay. Yeah, just no. He needs to get a job, start contributing to society. I don't believe anything I just said. Okay, let's continue.
Okay.
He needs to be an apprentice to a brick mason.
That's right.
5 years.
That's right.
Become a master.
He already needs 9 years of job experience at 12. I'm sorry. No.
That's right.
Grow up. No. None of that is what I believe. Well, okay. I just want to let you know that. I'm kidding.
Little political warning out there.
Political what?
It doesn't matter.
Does it really?
I just think it's funny. You're backtracking everything you just said. It's some sort of warning bubble.
Well,
I don't mean it.
I don't.
Anyway, I don't care.
Laura's in favor of child labor.
Oh man, that's right.
You know when.
Hurry up, Alma.
When our kids finally turn whatever age, like 16, and want to get their first job, they probably will be told they have to have 9 years of job experience.
Yeah.
If you're gonna fry chicken at Chick-fil-A, if you're gonna make Jesus chicken, then you gotta have 9 years of experience.
It's just so delicious.
Holy anointing sauce.
That sauce is so good.
Anyway.
Just didn't make water into wine.
Are you sure we should rename our
Chick-fil-A
podcast?
sauce. What?
Exactly. We should rename our podcast to ADHD. Hey, look, it's a squirrel.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I can handle being
a nerd.
Hey, look.
Look, that's funny.
Hey, look, a nerd.
Avatar. Okay, so when Aang goes out to the Southern Ocean to clear his head and not run away, that's when the attack happens on the air nomads. Again. And
Really? No, really.
No, the first time, the only
Okay.
time.
Oh.
So the attack happens on the air nomads, and they just kill everybody and all the women and children. And
Oh.
by the way, I'm still confused about that since they're all monks. I'm confused about.
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
monks didn't keep it in their pants.
But where are the women, right? Yeah.
Well, they have women. They
But
have
where-
like the women have their hair shaved up to here,
Ah.
so they still have the arrow. We saw some women,
Oh, okay. I didn't catch it.
but that myth makes me wonder: are the monks allowed to marry, or do they just come together to make offspring for the next generation of monks, or how does that work?
I don't know. I know in the animated
Hey,
series.
you want to make the next generation of monks?
So the animated
Be
series.
my Valentine.
There's I think is it Zuko? I think it's Zuko.
Yeah.
He's trying to make fun of Poke-Dang, and he's like, basically says like, well, you don't know fathers then because you were. So apparently they knew even 100 years later that, the tradition was that kids were raised by monks. They were raised by the monks and trained, kind of like little Jedi younglings, I guess.
Yeah, yeah, but
Or boarding schools. No.
I mean, how does that work? Do they get? Is it exactly like Star Wars where they're like, or X-Men where they're like, oh my goodness, this person can airbend.
Oh,
We need
yeah.
to bring them up to the.
That's true.
temple.
Maybe it is just the benders that get raised by the monks.
Yeah,
Perhaps.
is it like what? Is it like some random Southern Water Tribe person suddenly starts airbending and they get a notice in the mail? Oh, we have to go down to the.
You're going to
So,
Hogwarts.
Wolf You're going to Hogwarts
You're
now,
going to
boy.
Hogwarts, baby.
You're going to Air Hogwarts.
You're a wizard, Harry. You're a wizard.
Anyway,
What? Have you seen Harry Potter?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
We-
I did.
we-
I would love.
We've seen a couple of them together at the theater. In the theater.
Aw, that's nice.
I know, or at least one of them. We saw number 6 together with our friend Daniel.
And sorry, that was me. Let's go back to
Yes.
the air flips.
Back to Avatar and the
Air
air flippers. Avatar, the last air flipper.
I think it's great.
Flipper.
Nope,
king
nope,
of
nope,
the
nope. Let's come back.
ocean.
Let's come back. Let's come back.
Our ADHD is on steroids tonight. Let's see. Okay, so you have the genocide. Everybody gets wiped out, and the spirits of the avatars awaken in Aang to protect him from drowning. Like he and his flying bison.
Sky bison. We forgot
Flying.
to tell you
Yeah,
that
he
there
had-
are flying sky
Oh,
bison.
okay.
yes,
that
he
makes
has
a lot
he has a
of
flying
sense.
sky bison.
It's a buffalo that flies through the
I
sky.
know
that
what
has
a
8
bison
legs,
is, bruh.
6 legs, whatever.
Oh, okay.
It has 6 legs and magically flies through the air somehow.
Okay.
We don't. It's like a bumblebee. It's a miracle of nature.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I feel bad. I forget the name of Aang's sky bison. I just watched
Appa.
Appa. Yes, Appa.
Who can forget Appa?
Appa
Does he talk?
is design.
No.
The design reminds you a little bit of the cat bus in the Miyazaki film Totoro. Totoro.
That's right.
So like it has like the multiple legs, except this one doesn't have a weird like organic bus cavity.
That was weird.
And it has a long tail and it can fly.
It's a beaver tail.
Although I guess didn't the cat bus fly? Did the cat bus fly?
I think the cat bus just ran like a lightning.
Ran really fast. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. Anyway,
The little tiny.
I imagine
cat
they
kittens.
probably drew some
Cat
inspiration from
kittens.
that because the animation style of the animated series was very much patterned after anime, like Japanese anime. So it's maybe one of the first like kind of American
Yeah.
attempts at doing a
Well,
version of that.
I wouldn't say the first, but I would say that it is a successful attempt.
Oh, very successful, yeah.
Yes.
Even
and
as a 9.3 rating on.
yeah, the cartoon.
Yeah, it's rated very highly. I forgot to check to see what rating the live action has received. I can look at that now.
We adore the live action for getting the spirit of the cartoon correct, but I still have this question: did it need to be remade?
It's a fair point.
No, but if you're going to remake it right, and they did
Exactly. So far.
so far.
Why did the live action suck?
Oh, you mean the movie that Shyamalan made?
Correct. And yeah,
it tried to cram an entire season of the show into one short-cut movie,
oh,
and it
Was
sucked
even-
all the fun out of it.
okay.
Yeah, like there's a lot of humor and fun and joy in the cartoon, and yeah, Shyamalan he took all of it out. Like,
Weird.
for whatever reason.
Huh.
It was
Okay.
just joyless, and the acting was stale and stiff, which I think is more Shyamalan's fault in that particular case, because they had some really good actors in
Look
it.
what they did to my boy Sokka.
Yeah, yeah. Like visually, that was one of the few areas where they did a reasonably good job with the visuals. Like I think it's fair to say it was pretty. Like they did a decent job with the CGI and the world building, but yeah, the acting and the way he did the story, it just killed the character. The characters are so flat, and yeah, I lay most of that at his feet. I think that's a director problem, director-writer problem. Yeah, so he swung and missed with that one, and I'm sure he's heard that from many people over the years. Anyway, but yes, so people were hesitant when they heard a new live action
Yeah,
was coming out. They're like,
I
oh
was.
no, like
Especially Netflix.
and Netflix so far seems to have
Yeah.
learned from Shyamalan's mistakes, and it's not quite the same level of humor, which I don't know that it would work completely in live action. So you
No,
might
probably not.
but they have enough. Like there's enough humor and levity with Aang's character and fun
And Sokka.
and Sokka, yeah.
My
And
boy.
so far, tonally, I think they're striking the right tone. It's not quite as yeah, you can't do quite the same style as you would do with the animated movie. It just doesn't translate completely to live action. But they've got enough in there that they've so far have captured the spirit of the characters, I think, pretty well. So yeah, so we're enjoying it so far after first 2 episodes. Yeah. Yes, indeed.
And we don't have to talk about everything that happened in these first 2 episodes. I think we're doing a good job capturing the spirit
Yeah.
of the series.
Now you did say, and by the way, this is legit spoiler warning for the live action series, so if you haven't watched it yet, or if you haven't gotten to episode 2 yet, don't listen to this part. But they do, from what you were saying, they added in like an entire sequence
Yeah.
that wasn't in the animated series.
Yes, in the animated series, Aang cannot bring back past avatars physically to fight in the mortal plane. They exist only in the spirit world. But in the Netflix series, we get to see fan favorite, what was her name? It was Kyoshi. We get to see fan favorite Avatar Kyoshi come back from the dead and fight temporarily to push back the Fire Nation soldiers on Kyoshi Island.
Mm-hmm. Which is basically an island dedicated to protecting her shrine.
Yeah, I think this is an Earth Kingdom island.
Selfish.
Yeah, were they
Selfish.
like part of the sort of, because they don't have any
They basically
they don't have any
worship the Avatar.
they don't have any bending powers of any type.
Wasting space.
No, they
Yeah.
don't. But the green,
They're very
I
good.
think they're part of the Earth Kingdom.
They look more like they look similar.
Like I said, they cut a lot of fat out of the series when they from the animated to the live action. The scroll that what was her name? Darn it! What's the girl's name? The water Katara. So the scroll, the waterbending scroll in the Netflix series, she gets it from her grandmother, if I remember correctly. In the Nickelodeon cartoon, she actually steals it from pirates.
Oh, okay. I kind of like that change.
Yeah, I like that
Like,
change too. Actually,
I like it being passed down from her
Yeah.
grandmother, and like because she was afraid. So like, okay, there's a part we've left out. So, after the genocide, like Aang's powers like basically froze him and Appa in this giant ball of ice, and they were basically in like cryostasis for 100 years.
What?
Magic cryostasis for 100 years, and then Sokka and Katara, who are in the Southern Water Kingdom, like at the South Pole of the
100 years
planet.
later.
100 years later, run into and discover the big ice ball, and then it it breaks open and Aang comes out, eyes aglow, and they're like, "What the hell is this?" And then he proceeds, like, after breaking the Avatar powers, break him out of the ice ball.
Okay.
He like anytime he ges possessed, this is the way in the animated series too, like, and takes on the extra power, it wears him out physically, and then he kind of just collapses and has to go like rest. So he kind of collapses there, and they catch him and they bring him back to their little village.
Hesitantly.
Yeah, like, which is basically just protected by Sokka
Children.
and by teenagers and children, because the fathers, we learn, went off to war basically against the Fire Kingdom and haven't come back yet.
My boy Sokka's like, you just meet a glowy kid burst out of a iceberg, and the first thing you want to do is take him home.
Yeah, and Katara's like, yes, he needs our help. We're just gonna leave him out here to freeze.
You need help, woman.
Yeah, and Sokka and Katara have a nice, like, mildly adversarial brother-sister relationship.
Okay.
So they capture that dynamic pretty well. It's pretty fun in the live action. And they do add, which obviously the whole sequence on Kyoshi Island is added, but they add a little romance for Sokka as well.
Oh no, that was in the cartoon as well.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So he meets a warrior at some
Yeah.
point and so they stuck that in.
Yeah, one of the Kyoshi warriors. I forget her
Okay,
name.
so he does meet a Kyoshi warrior.
Yeah,
So they just
yeah.
changed the sequence of when it happens, basically.
Oh yeah, it's just they cut out a lot of fat. That's definitely not episode 2 in the cartoon.
Right. No, I just watched it, so yes, it's not.
But yeah, eventually that does happen. And in the cartoon, Aang does not. One addition they made is that. What was the prince's name again?
Zuko?
Zuko. Zuko does not have a book about the Avatar. That was a plot device created solely for the Netflix series to speed the plot along. Because there are so many cut stories from the Netflix series.
Yeah. Or from the animated.
Yeah, from the animated series. I think Aang did go to Kyoshi Island 100 years in the past in the animated series, so he naturally goes back there. I think he wants to go there to do some surfing or something. But
Oh yeah, he talks about that in the end of episode 2. He's like, all right, on our way to the Northern Water Kingdom, we're gonna surf on the backs of like
exactly.
sea monkeys here or something. And it's like, they don't like us doing it, but that's why it's fun, So he likes to mischievous stuff like that, like most 12-year-old boys, or not most, but like 12-year-old boys might,
I remember some sort of giant serpent that surprises them. But anyway, they go to Kyoshi Island for some reason. I don't remember. The Netflix series is streamlined. It finds a way to cut out all the fat and kind of make it work. But
yeah, and I thought it made sense. Like, they made sense that because Zuko, we find out Prince Zuko has been banished by his father, the Fire Lord.
Yeah.
And basically told, until you find the Avatar, because the Avatar, from their perspective, went into hiding. They don't know where he is. Although, how would they know that? Because they thought they killed everybody.
Well, yeah, but as soon as you kill the Avatar, he's going to be reincarnated in a different tribe.
So that's why. Okay, so they figured that out, and they're like, oh, we need to find him and kill him.
Yeah, and obviously they didn't expect the Avatar to still be an Airbender. They thought he was going to be something else.
I guess. Yeah. Yeah, that is a little weird.
And another question I have is, why didn't they continue with the genocide? Well, we got rid of the air nomads. Where is he going to be born next? Okay, we need to go get rid of those people. Huh?
Oh, then they wouldn't have anybody to rule, I guess.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, we'll kill one of the tribes, but then we're going to rule the other two.
Yeah, but anyway, that's just me nitpicking. That's a plot hole for both series.
Is that pretty crazy? That'd be like the equivalent, like what if the Nazis like wiped out 25% of the Earth's population?
Ooh, yeah.
Damn, that would Ooh. That's equivalent of what they did basically for that world. But anyway, you have Zuko. Has been given this. And so he's been for 3 years. He's been trying to hunt down the Avatar, and in the live action, like he's been keeping a notebook on things he's learned about the Avatars and Avatar lore and things like that. And Aang, kind of has some gaps in his knowledge, so he discovers while he's on the boat, like the Firebender's boat, he has to surrender himself in order to protect the village that was housing him. Like he has to surrender himself to Zuko and the Firebenders because they find him there at the village. And while he's on the boat, he escapes from their little jail cell and then finds Zuko's book. So that helps him learn a little faster, more about the Avatars. And then when he goes to Kyoshi Island, he kind of communes with Kyoshi, who was the previous Avatar.
Right. One of the previous Avatars.
I think she was the one who... I think so, yeah.
Oh, okay.
She was the most recent.
No.
Wasn't she?
The last one was a Fire Nation Avatar.
Was it?
In the cartoon series,
okay.
The Fire Lord that he didn't... They'll explain it eventually in the Netflix series, but what happened is that he pretended to be friends with the Fire Nation Avatar until they were both old men, and he finally backstabbed and killed them.
Ooh.
And that's when he waited. He waited a few years to start his war and kill the air nomads, because he knew after he killed his friend, the Fire Avatar, that the next he would then be reborn as the Air Avatar.
So he's like trying to end the line of Avatars, basically.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. Fail. He failed.
Yeah.
Should we talk about our ratings?
Yeah. So let's see. So based on the first 2 episodes, how many nerd hats would you give the series as of episode 2 at least?
I don't like giving out 5s anymore. I'm going to say a 4.5.
Oh,
that might still be generous though, but it's a very well done adaptation of the cartoon series. It's not as humorous, but it works for the live action. It's definitely better than M. Night Shyamalan's version.
Yeah.
So far, I'm still feeling out General Iroh, who is one of my favorite characters.
Mm-hmm.
But they pretty much nailed Sokka. I mean, Sokka's not as comical in the live action as he is in the animated, but that's for good reason.
Yeah, and I feel like they had enough comedy, I think.
Yeah.
I feel like.
Yeah, I mean, this version is really good. If I wanted to introduce one of my beloved favorite shows, The Last Airbender, to someone like my wife who just can't get into cartoons like I do, I would use this.
Yeah,
This
that
would
makes
be good.
sense.
Oh.
Yeah, my wife doesn't like cartoons either, so maybe we can get her to watch the live action.
I really have to be in the mood, and it has to be really well done.
Yeah.
And not about a 12-year-old boy.
It's well done.
Because it's not. No, I want it to be relatable. I want there to be childhood trauma for me to watch a 12-year-old boy for.
Well, there is trauma.
Oh,
Yeah, there's trauma.
I want childhood trauma.
I mean, he's a child, so
I
yeah,
want some
childhood
spicy
trauma.
memory back
Like if
in
your
there.
entire people group gets wiped out. That's
He
I
goes
want
back
complex childhood
complex
trauma.
trauma.
He
Okay.
goes
From
back
parents.
home, finds his would-be father Yatsu's skeleton. He's like, no.
See, that sounds comical. It doesn't sound.
Well, I mean,
No, I mean
comical.
it's played. It's very played dramatically.
You know what I did like watching for more than 2 hours about a 12-year-old boy who's little. What's that? Christian Bale in the World War II movie.
Oh, Empire of the Sun.
Oh! Stop it! Everyone, stop! Oh my goodness, have you seen that?
No.
Shame.
Shame.
It's so good, so good,
A little depressing,
so.
but yes, very
Oh,
good.
deliciously depressing. Yeah, I would.
How did you use those two words in the same sentence?
Deliciously depressing. I am going to stick with that. It was so good.
Magically melancholy.
It's so good.
I've been off my antidepressants and there's nothing delicious.
Well, that's another episode, man.
And we did one on mental health already, so
We did.
Will and I did.
Oh, okay. Well, I was not a part of that.
No, you weren't.
I'd
No,
like
that's
to
true.
be. I am.
That was one of our bonus episodes.
I am not going to give this any ratings because I am very confused on the plot.
Makes sense. Will and I kind of jumped around a lot.
I would.
Tibetan Jesus has to save the world, but he's only 12. And he gets frozen in ice for 100 years, but he's still 12.
Okay.
And the Eskimos save him. And together on a flying buffalo, because that makes no sense whatsoever, period.
I mean, Tibetan juice doesn't either.
They
Keep
must
going.
stop the Japanese people from burning the world down because they too spicy.
Why couldn't you have said that? Why couldn't you have said that 30 minutes ago when I was like, hey, describe this.
know.
Could you describe this to a little person? And you're like, well, no.
Let me do it.
Yeah, so I would not, I don't know if I would see this because it sounds exhausting to understand.
Oh my gosh, we have.
Well,
messed
maybe you
up.
can watch the animated series with me and the girls. So like,
Yeah.
I think it might be one that you actually enjoy, perhaps.
Me, okay,
But
all right.
Speaking of upcoming animated series, although that was a past animated series, but one that I'm very excited about, Bruce Timm.
Oh
and,
yeah.
And Matt Reeves and darn, what's the other name? There's another name, Bruce Timm and the other showrunner from the original. All right, yeah,
freaks
we
in
know
our
you don't have a
neighborhood.
muffler. We know.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, the producers of the original Batman the Animated Series are collaborating with Matt Reeves from the recent The Batman movie to do an animated series. It's going to be a more adult animated series of Batman, and I'm excited. I will
Yeah, me
definitely
too.
resubscribe to Max when that comes out.
Like, if I was eating a bowl of, rice and beans and I happened to walk by the living room and you were watching that, I'd watch it with you. I don't
Yeah.
know if I'd plan on it, but I would watch.
Batman? Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mean Avatar.
No.
Or Batman.
Oh, Batman.
That's right, because you watched
Okay.
Batman: The Long Halloween with us, didn't
Yeah,
you?
it's
Yeah, and you
creepy.
liked it. So.
Yeah,
Which we never went back and finished part 2.
I don't think I will not go out of my way to watch a cartoon, but if it's there and I have to, I'm like, okay, I don't hate this one bit.
I
Oh.
held her down,
Yeah.
made her sit there,
I really
Like-
like that Japanese
bribed her with wine and chocolate. No,
Japanese version of Harry Potter.
The Japanese version of Harry Potter. What are
You
we
know
talking
the
about?
that cartoon,
That cartoon, Richard.
the anime cartoon. It was the girl and it was Japanese Harry Potter. Richard, we watched this again. We're like, ha, 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 this
Are
is
we
so
talking
great.
about,
talking about a
Kiki's
movie?
delivery service?
No, but it's similar. Same genre.
was it a movie or a TV
It's a
series?
movie. It's a movie.
Movie.
Would it have
It was
superheroes in
so
it?
good. No.
Darn,
Okay, so it's definitely
Japanese
not My
Harry
Hero
Potter.
Academia.
I can't think. of
Anyway, let's focus on what we're
Yes.
trying to do right
it. So okay, so Will, you say 4.5 nerd hats.
Yeah, for
And,
how well it was done.
I think for me, like the original animated series, I would give the animated series 4.5.
Oh, okay.
And
You're
so
right.
this I would rate lower. I'm gonna say a 4 at this point. I think once I finish season 1, I'll have a better feel for if it creeps up to a 4.25. But I'm gonna
dig
give
that.
I'm gonna give it a solid 4 nerd hats at this point, as of episode 2.
Yeah, I
And,
dig that. Yeah.
I dig it, man. I dig it.
You guys are weird, man.
That's right.
So weird. That's okay.
Don't you know we're just weird
Don't
and
be the
nerdy?
man,
Don't you know
man.
we're weird and nerdy? Don't you know we're weird and nerdy? We're weird and nerdy.
Dig it.
We mixed up genres there. Or
I don't even know what this episode was about. Like this Nerd Hats episode. We
Avatar.
talked about so many things.
Avatar, not the blue people.
Yes.
That's the name of our episode.
Oh,
Yes,
man, do it.
I should totally call it that.
Do it.
Yes, yes.
I like it.
All right. Well, nerds, thanks for joining us for another episode of the Nerd Hat Podcast. Thanks to Laura and Will, my co-hosts,
Hey.
for chiming in,
Chime.
participating. I'll give you both participation trophies later.
Oh.
Yay. Comment, subscribe, like, send us fan art.
Yeah, absolutely. Fan art, yeah.
Try to bribe us.
Send us free merch.
Send us ramen noodles.
Yeah, but good ramen noodles, not
Yeah.
any of that.
I love trashy ramen noodles.
That's true, I do too. But
Sign me
but,
up.
Oh shoot, though, I was after
And here we go.
I was in Lexington, Kentucky,
What?
on a bachelor trip, like
Oh, you have all the
bachelor
fun.
party weekend, and we went to a brewery, and then outside of the brewery, actually I might be getting this mixed up with one of my other bachelor party weekends. Anyway, I was on a
You have all the
bachelor
fun,
party
Richard.
trip for one of my friends who was getting married, and there was a ramen truck outside of this little brewery, and it is the best bowl of ramen I've ever had. It's like it's authentic ramen. Oh
Nice.
man, it was so good. I've been wanting to recreate that experience and haven't met its match yet. And you never will. As I go back to Lexington, Kentucky.
There's a ramen restaurant at the Concord Mills Mall.
Well, actually, there's one on Ainsmore Boulevard now too.
Really?
I think. Yeah, it's like. Anyway,
Well,
we're
that's what's
rambling. We're rambling. So hey, thanks for joining us. Join us again in 2 weeks' time when we cover something else.
Something else.
Until then, nerds,
Sayonara.
live long and prosper.
See ya.
Peace out. Hey nerds, Richard here. I just want to take a minute to say thank you for listening to this episode. Whether you're a first-time listener or a long-time listener, we really appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to join us as we get together and talk about movies, TV shows, comic books, manga, you name it. We have fun, and we hope you did too. So thank you so much for listening. I'd like to ask, wherever you're listening, whether that's on Spotify, Apple Podcast, Amazon Music, etc., take a moment to follow our podcast or like it or subscribe, whatever your particular app allows. And if you can, give us a rating as well. Let us know what you think. That really helps us to get the podcast out to even more new listeners such as yourself. So we would really appreciate that. If you're on social media, as I am, you can find us there. On Instagram, we are at NerdHatPod. On Facebook, we are NerdHat. And if you don't like social media, but you still watch YouTube, you can find us there too. We are NerdHat Entertainment. That's our channel there. We have some old video episodes as well as some video content from Instagram, Reels, and the like that I've created, downloaded, and then re-uploaded to the YouTube. And I have some fun with it. I do impressions and voiceovers and the like. You guys know me, so just go check it out. Have some fun while you wait for our next episode to come out. And until then, thank you so much. And as always, live long